Yo, what is good? Happy Tytoons Day. A little bit late, but better late than never, I always say. I'm a little bit disappointed. I wanted to do this review with Jack 3, but he is out having a wonderful time on a little mini vacation. Of course, enjoying the sounds of Kids See Ghosts, which I wanted to break down here today. Also, shout out to Connor. We were supposed to do this one together, but got a little bit busy, so no worries, I'll do it solo. As ever, I have some great notes here, so let's get started. This one, following the typical now trajectory of a good music release, comes 7 days after the last and includes 7 tracks. Now, this is a joint album by Cudi and Kanye, their first official one, actually, even though that they've collaborated quite frequently on 808s and Heartbreak. Cudi was featured on Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and he's popped up here and there. Kanye's really molded his career, but this is really cool that it's the first time that they're officially a joint album. So, what I thought about it was, right off the bat, the Push verse coming in hot. That was pretty cool, especially with Push gaining some serious infamy right now with the Drake diss, and his own album Daytona currently scorching up the charts. I really like Daytona. The current ranking of good music albums, I'd probably put Daytona at the top, Ghosts in the middle, and Ye down at the bottom. Really didn't like Ye, so to hear all of this on Kids See Ghosts was a pretty good breath of fresh air. I liked it sonically as it was a little bit of a departure from serious hip-hop. It was definitely more of a Cudi vein of an album. In fact, I said that it seems like Cudi's album featuring Kanye. Kanye does come with some pretty serious lyricism, but it's killed for the most part with his crazy laughter and his wild gunshot ad-libs in the beginning on the first track. So, whatever. I do got to give a shout out, though, to the line, "Bought an alligator, I ain't talking Lacoste" on Fourth Dimension, which has an incredible vintage Kanye touch with that looped up sample, and then the crazy bass line that comes in and propels the rest of the track. But once again, after a really scorching intro, he kind of ends his verse with crazy laughter, and I just wasn't feeling it. I just thought that it was a lot more focused, though, than Ye as a whole. You're not going to match Push for lyricism between these two, with Cudi usually doing his humming, which is supernatural at times, and Kanye still coming off of a pretty crazy public tour where he endorsed Trump and all that crazy stuff. But I did like this album a whole hell of a lot. I loved Reborn. The track was uplifting and haunting at the same time, which is a pretty incredible feat to pull off. I loved the organs and the whole refrain to end the rest of to end the song with Cudi just going, "Oh." And it was just a great motto, I thought, because both of these guys have dealt with mental illness, and with the tragedies of recent weeks, mental illness is really in the forefront of the conversation. So to have an album talk about being uplifting and being spiritually reborn and just keeping going, I thought that was a really positive move. Kids See Ghosts, I was very surprised to hear Mos Def. Absolutely one of my favorite rappers. He's not too well known in the modern day because he hasn't put out an album in like 11 years or something crazy like that. Although his last few albums were all sick. And I heard that there's rumblings of a Black Star reunion with Talib Kweli, which would be super cool and one to look out for there. But his appearance on the hook of Kids See Ghosts was awesome. You can't mistake that voice for anybody. And then Kanye comes in really strong with his lyrics, and then Cudi just does his thing. Incredible. I can't pinpoint the sample, and I went and looked online, and there actually isn't a sample on that track. But to me, it just sounds like some Phil Collins, Sade type music, especially with the refrain coming in at the end where the person's just kind of humming through like a vocoder. I thought that was a nice touch, and I love that track. So yeah, I just thought it was a really solid album. I'm really looking forward to Nas, which should be dropping here on Friday. We'll see. Nas is pretty notorious for delaying albums, But if we can keep the drum beat of good music releases every 7 days, 7 tracks. 7 tracks might not be enough. I actually felt like this album could have been more. So maybe down the road we'll get some Lucy's or whatever. But this album was definitely a return to form for Kanye, and I really enjoyed it. So be on the lookout for another Ty Tunes, hopefully when Nas drops this Friday. The album, I don't even think has a title yet. We all joke that it's Nas' album done from DJ Khaled's album from like two albums ago or something. Also on Friday to be on the lookout for is TDE J-Rock, his album Redemption. His new track, Win, is an absolute banger. Put that on at the gym and tell me you won't crush 200 pounds at the bench press. It's that good. Win, 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 win. So I'll leave you with that. I'm out. You guys have a great Taco Tuesday. I'll talk to you later.